Hey everybody, welcome to BA 101, winter term 2026. I'll be your instructor for the next 10 weeks. I'll be doing videos just like this every week to get you engaged with the upcoming assignments, any kind of discussion, question, conversations, and any other pertinent information. This is a 50-50 split class. 50% of the class is individual work. So the first 5 weeks you're just on your own, doing some assignments to get you a better understanding of your career aspirations. And then the other half of the term is teamwork. I have found that rarely there's a time you're by yourself in business. Outside of teaching, I'm a business consultant and I work with entrepreneurs either in ideation phase of their business, launch, or scaling of their business. And what I hear from most of the entrepreneurs I work with is the hardest thing that they weren't trained to do was engaging with people. So I want to give you that opportunity to work with each other in an online community, completing assignments. What I'll do by week 2, I will start forming teams. So this week, I really like folks, if they have worked with somebody before, say, hey, I want to work with Jim. I've worked with Jim before on the projects. I can then pair you with Jim. You have 5 people in each group, or maybe you're watching somebody as they post discussion questions, like their style, like what they're saying. You can say, hey, I've noticed Sue, she said a lot of stuff on discussion boards that I really find inspiring, like to work with her. So you have your choice to choose. If you don't, then you're in random draw come the end of the week, going into week 2, and you just work with people you completely don't know. That can be cool. That can be nerve-wracking, I should say. Okay, so this is a landing page. I have this set up so when you come into our site, you always see this information. There's no textbook for this class. I haven't used a textbook in classes for over a decade. I don't think textbooks stay up to current information that's happening in business because things are evolving so quickly. So what I do instead is I use videos from thought leaders sharing pertinent information about different topics in the weekly content page. I'll show you in a second. And they're simulating a chapter from a textbook. So when you see that first video, it's chapter 1. Second video, chapter 2. I've heard from students it's easier to consume information while watching videos that are right around 15 to 20 minutes instead of reading a chapter that usually is more theoretical. So that's how we're approaching the class. And then also, I don't know if there's any other announcements I've already posted here. Not yet. Let's go to content. I mapped this out as, I hope, as straightforward as possible. I know you have other classes. Not all instructors have their shells, online shells, the same. So you're coming in to each different class. It's like breadcrumbs. So for this class, you're going to have all week information built out. Under each week, it'll tell you the assignment you're doing that week. It'll tell you the discussion questions you're doing that week and other information about the weekly topic. So here's a welcome to BA 101. The syllabus is right here, and this is everything you need to know about the class. All the assignments, other just high-level things about being a student at PCC. And so this is available to you. Also, I posted for you a course dashboard. This course dashboard shares with you when assignments are due at a glance, what assignment it is, and then how many points. This class is an 1,000-point class. As you can see, discussion questions make up 1/4 of your grade. So if you don't do discussion questions, you can slip quickly to a C. So make sure you're on those. Okay. Other information just here in the high-level overview, the class rubric, and how I grade. Some students say, hey, that's a lot of freedom. Others say it's too vague. But I'm trying to make sure you're producing work that would be used tomorrow in your workplaces, that you could actually feel confident showing your bosses. So an A gets exceptional work product that tells you that you could use this tomorrow. I mean, this is really camera ready, as I call it. B is there's some tweakings that need to be made. There's some things that need to be adjusted, but you're almost there. C is you got to go back to the drawing board. Hopefully you won't see D's and F's. Okay. And then I also like to include my bio. This is just a little bit myself. I have a background in restaurant development. Then I went into high tech and was a national sales manager for a period of time in tech. And then I decided to open my own consulting business. And that's what I've been doing for the last 18 years. Can't believe that. And what I also already mentioned, I work with entrepreneurs, and I also work with large companies, medium-sized companies, doing professional development. So I come in and help teams work together, understand conflict in the workplace, doing team dynamics and so forth. I've done a lot of international work. And the reason I share this with you is to say, I've been out there. I know what you probably need to be successful. It's getting pretty rapid right now with AI. And we're going to talk about that throughout the term and how you're going to be able to put yourself in positions to be ready for hire. Okay, and then I think that's it that I want to cover under overview. Then we get into week one, and this is how each week works. There's usually topics of this week's business leadership. If you work week two, it's human resources. Remember that a 101 class is a survey class. You're learning about each aspect of business that you could potentially want to seek out as a career. So maybe we're talking HR. You like HR after we talk about it? And I want to be an HR manager or an HR associate. Maybe you like logistics. Maybe you like management, marketing, sales, accounting. So many different options. And then you get into the discussion questions like I already aforementioned. Here's the first discussion question. This is Jenny. She is a consultant that works with businesses in leadership first management. Amazing speaker. What you'll do is when you come upon a discussion question, you'll jump into the discussion question and watch the video. Each of them are videos. And then after you're done with the video, you'll address some questions I pose to you and also maybe some of the thoughts you've had beyond my questions. I want you to be very liberal with your responses. Very important, though, you have to be qualitative and also, what's the word I'm thinking about? Qualitative and substantive. Is that you just can't write, I agree. Okay, so you got to give me some stuff. Give me a couple paragraphs, one paragraph at least, not one sentence. Then once you do your original authored post, then you have to respond to two peers. Once you do that, you post it 3 times, 2 peers, 1 by you, then you can have full grade consideration. Jumping back out, then you have the second discussion question, which is Hamdi, one of my tried and true discussion questions. He's the CEO of Chobani Yogurt, and he talks about the anti-CEO. And again, you jump in here, you watch the video, post, and then you're on your way. Okay, if you have any questions, reach out. Next, you have 2 assignments that are due the first week. The first assignment is a video introduction, and this is a twofold assignment. One reason you're doing a video introduction so I can get to know you. Since this is a completely asynchronous class, we do not meet for any Zoom sessions. It's the only way I get to meet you. It's a great opportunity for you to address some of these questions so I can know who you are. One of the most important questions is there anything I need to know about you? And again, these are all confidential. I'm the only one going to be viewing these. But maybe you have 3 jobs right now. It's going to be tight. It's going to be hard. Or maybe you're a single parent. There's a lot of things. So help me help you by giving me a great video. The other thing about, and it's only 60 seconds, remember. It's only a 60-second video. Don't give me 3 to 4 minutes. The next thing is it's an enrollment agreement guarantee. We've been facing a lot of problems at the institution with chatbots and AI having just phantom people signing up for a class that don't exist and getting financial aid fraud. So a video of you answering questions I've asked of you is the best way for me to confirm that you do exist. You are part of the class. This has to be done by February 9th, which is Friday of the first week. If you don't do it by midnight, I have to drop you from the class, and that's a bummer. So please get those in as soon as possible. The other assignment is the VMC. It's called the Vision, Mission, and Core Values. And whenever I work with small businesses, first thing I say in my trainings, what's your vision, mission, and core values of your business? Vision is where you want to be. mission is how you're going to get there, and core values are things you're not going to compromise in that pursuit. And I said, if you don't create these vision, missions, and core values for your business, your employees and your clients will. You might not like what they are saying. So this is a critical first step. And then I always give examples for you to look at as where the bar is at. So I recommend once you start the work, you look. So here's Bree. You don't have to have a business. It's who you are. But Bree wanted to open a business called Berries and Bree. This was her core values. This was her mission statement and vision statement. Two things I want you to look at with this assignment, all the assignments from a post will be looking something like this, is the visual showcasing of your work is as important as the content. So if you send me in an 8.5 by 11 paper with 2 paragraphs that look like a college paper, you're not going to get a grade. You have to have something that's visually compelling that jumps off the page, shows creativity. This is going to separate you now in a very AI aggressive industry. So how do you make your work jump off the page? And this is a good example. Okay. So back to content. That's it for week 1. And then again, week 2, I'll do another video next week. And I'll talk about HR trends, Amber, and then business and community. So that's the pace and tempo of the class. If you have watched this video, and again, I should have said this at the very beginning, watch this video, and your questions aren't answered, this is when you reach out to me with an email or you text me. I know most of the questions that will surface. That's why I do these videos, to help you expedite work. But what I'll probably do if you reach out to me, I'll say, have you watched the video? If you haven't, that's a problem. But if you have, and it's a question beyond the video, I'll get back to you in 24 hours if it's a work week. And if it's the weekend, I'll get back to you on Monday at the latest. I think that covers everything. My videos usually aren't this long, but this is the first video of the term, getting you ready for 10 weeks. So it tends to go a bit longer. If you have questions, reach out. If not, I'll see you online. Take care.